Hello guys, this is going to be my guide on how to play Pokemon Tower Defense 1, somewhat 2, and 3 in 2021. I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible, so I'm going to link all of the sites that I do go to, as well as a Windows ISO file. So first, you're going to want to search VirtualBox. And then you're going to go to Downloads, and then based off of whatever system you're using, you're going to click one of these links. So I'm on Windows, so I would click Windows. If you're on Mac, you'd click OS, Linux, and etc. And once you click it, you'll have the installer, and when you run the installer, it'll download a application that looks like this. So once you have the application and the Windows 7 ISO file, which is this right here, and I will provide a Google Drive download for this because yes, you can't obtain it through normal means. But anyways, when you open up the application, what you're gonna do is yours isn't gonna look like this because I already have mine previously downloaded. But what you're going to first do is click New, and then you can name it whatever you want. You can name it Windows. I'm just gonna name it Windows 7. And what's important is that you choose the right version you're installing here. So for me, I'm using the Windows 7 32-bit. So next. And then for RAM, this really depends on how much RAM you have and how much you're willing to allocate. I have 16 gigs, so I'm just gonna do this. And then when you just click create, you can leave a VDI, dynamically allocated. 32 gigs is fine. And then you have this created here. So next, you're gonna go to settings, storage. You're gonna click the empty disk here, and click the little disk image right here. And you're going to choose the virtual optical disk. And for this, you will go to the file where the ISO file is. You're going to double click that, and you're just going to leave it this. Also, when I first started trying to play Pokemon Tower Defense, I ran into a problem here which told me invalid setting, which is like is detected. Pretty much to solve this, just go to System, Acceleration, and then check the enable VTX/AMPV, and then it'll work fine. Also, you will want to go to Display. For video memory, you're gonna want to drag it all the way up here to 128 megabytes, and then when you go to Network, you're going to want to change the attached to bridged adapter, and you're going to click OK. So then afterwards, you'll click the start, and it'll start up the virtual machine. And just a FYI as to why I'm using the Windows 7 installer instead, it's because if you go on the Microsoft page to find the Windows 10 version, you can't find a 32 bit version of it, and you can't download previous versions for some reason, or at least I couldn't find it. So I had to download it through special means. But anyways, once you get here, you're gonna hit the next button, install now. Then click I accept. and you'll click Custom. And right here, you're gonna want to click Drive Options, the advanced thing. You're gonna click New, and then it's gonna default put it at the maximum amount of space that it can. You're just gonna click Apply, and you're gonna click OK. Right. Now you're gonna click Next. And right now it's going to install Windows. Once it installs Windows, it's going to restart, and then it will eventually boot up to the Windows screen. So this is my first time video editing, and I don't know how scuffed this is going to come out through the cut. But basically, once your system restarts after installing Windows, it will ask you to go through the normal installation prompts, such as creating a computer name, such, and it will also ask you for a product key, which you can just say skip. When you first load in, it's not going to look like this. It's actually going to look like this. And I personally don't want it. I don't like dealing with this, so the first thing I do is I just change the screen resolution. Okay, and next, default, it will only come with File Explorer, Media Player, and Internet Explorer. I download Google Chrome just because I like that. I also download all the other software that is needed to play the game, but I'll show the process just so everyone understands that. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to search up Flashpoint download. You're going to go to Blue Maximus Tools, and you're going to want to download Flashpoint 10 Infinity because this one is only 2.5 gigs versus this, which is 700 gigs, which you do not want. I don't think you want to put that much, use that much space. And it's also going to show you the prerequisites that are needed, and it's going to link them. So for the Visual C++, you'll click download, and then you actually don't need the x64 because that one doesn't install correctly. You only need the x86, so you can just select the x86, select next, and it'll download that for you, and you can just run the software and it'll install by itself. Next, you also need the Microsoft.NET framework. Unfortunately, this link is actually broken, but there is a way around this, which you go to Download Center, go to Developer Tools, and then you can select this first link right here, which is Microsoft.NET Framework 3.5 Service Pack. And you just click download, and then it'll download it for you. I already have it, so I'm actually just going to cancel that. And then once you have Flashpoint downloaded, it's going to look like this, the application. And when you run it, it's going to ask you where you want to extract to. The default page is going to extract, or default location it's going to extract to is the downloads folder. I extract it to my desktop because I think it's more convenient that way. And you're also going to need to download Cheat Engine to be able to play the game. So you can just click the first link, and you can just click download. By default, when you try downloading Cheat Engine, your browser is probably going to mark it as a dangerous file that you cannot keep. All you have to do is go into the downloads here, and then when it says, well, it'll say something like dangerous file, and it'll give you an option to keep or not. You just click keep file. Next, so when Flashpoint 10 Infinity is downloaded, all you have to do is hit start Flashpoint. And when this first loads, it's going to ask you if you want to enable all trackers or disable trackers. Basically just like looks at what games you play and when you play and stuff. It doesn't really matter which option you pick, they both result in the same effect gameplay wise, since I'm assuming you're only playing Pokemon Tower Defense. But next, I'm gonna search Pokemon Tower Defense. And one thing to note is it does take a little bit of time for Flashpoint to load the game, so you just have to be a little bit patient with that. And another thing to note is that Pokemon Tower Defense, the first game, you cannot play the rock tunnel level. It will cause your game to crash, and you're gonna lose all your progress, which is really disappointing, I guess. And you also can't play the Cinnabar Island and gym levels because the levels they don't load in, and like there's no victory screen, so you can't exit it, and then you'd have to exit the game itself, which leads to you also losing all your progress. For Pokemon Tower Defense 2, it's unbeatable towards the end. So you can only play it up to a certain point before it's unplayable. And Pokemon Tower 3, I played through a bit of it, and so far it's playable. So yes. So all you do is press play. This will load.
PlayTowerDefenseGames.com, your free source of tower defense games.
So yes, basically when you first start, it'll ask you to first log in or create an account. It really doesn't matter. You can type whatever you want and it'll let you create a profile. So you just click create a profile, you can name it whatever you want. So I'm just gonna leave it default, whatever. And then you can go through all of this, pick your starter, such. Now, you can't actually close this tab at this point, like the Adobe Flash Player right here, because if you close it, you lose all your progress, and you probably don't want to keep restarting. So yeah. Also, multiplayer, trading, Pokédex inventory, don't click any of these, because if you click any of them, it will break your game, it will crash your game, because obviously, or not obviously, but like, there's no online feature for this, since you're running it on your virtual machine. Everything else you can access, so like Pokemon, challenge mode, and this, of course the story mode you can access. And so, because you can't actually play the levels such as Rock Tunnel and such, you have to use Cheat Engine. I will link a guide that will show how to unlock all the levels. And just note that for the levels past Rock Tunnel, you do still need a Pokemon that knows Flash/Cut so that you can move past those levels. And one last thing that is really cool, I think it's really cool, and this is the reason we're running this on a virtual machine instead of just downloading Flashpoint on your PC normally, is if you try to X out the virtual machine, it'll ask you if you want to save the machine state. What that means is if you open this virtual machine in the future, it will load at whatever state you are currently in. So if you were in the middle of playing a level, you're gonna load in the middle of that level. And that's basically the way that you progress in this game, now that there's no there's no online saves. Alright, I hope this guide really helped you guys out, and if you do still have questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try my best to help you out if I can. Thank you very much for watching.